it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees or will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal with long funny ears, kicks up at anything he hears. His back is brawny, but
my name is Athleen Howes at the time, and I lived across the street from where the present church is now. And the parsonage hadn't even been built in that time. And I watched it being built because I lived right next door. And one day I walked over there because the minister, Rembert Sisson, was over there. And I introduced myself and he said, "What church are you and your husband affiliated with?" And I said, "Well, I'm a Presbyterian and my husband's a Methodist. And I work 6 days a week. I was working at Bell Bomber Plant at the time. And I worked 6 days. So I said, Sunday is my only day that I have to clean my little house, my little apartment, and do my little washing and everything. So we really haven't been active in a church." And he said, "Well, when you see yourself fit, or just please come visit us sometime." So the following Sunday, we decided we would go up and visit Haygood. And they were the church was up on Highland Avenue. Well, my husband saw all these businessmen that he knew. And the first thing I knew, I was a member of Haygood. He told the minister that we were going to join. He didn't even ask me. So I've been a member since 1945.
Well, I was a member of the Board of Stewards for years. I guess the chairman of the finance for a couple of years. Worked as an usher for 35 years. As a counter of the money. Same length, 35 or 40 years, I don't know. Still do it.
I played. We had a church league basketball in that league, and I was the oldest member by far. I was 65 years old, still trying to play basketball. I love basketball. I played it all my life in the high school, college, and in the service and stuff. So
I've been a usher for somewhere between 35 and 40 years. Once you get a job as an usher around this church, you don't get rid of it. I've been very active with the Maxwell Sunday School class. I've been the treasurer of the class for 27 years now. And I lead the song singing and a few other things in the class on a weekly basis. Of course, my mother and my father were very active in the church, and along with my brother also.
Francis Latimer, and I've been a member a long, long time. I may be the oldest member in Haygood right now. I'm 95, and so I just really love it, and I really didn't feel up to coming this morning, but I couldn't have missed this for anything.
Well, I'm so glad you're here.
I really wanted to come.
I had a son, Alan Legg, that was very active in the church. He was taught Sunday school with, I can't think your name now. And he was just very active here, just loved Haygood. Never was any place else except here until he moved to Birmingham about 20 years ago.
Also very active on the softball team.
And very active on the softball team and the basketball team.
Right.
He taught Sunday school with Alan Ecker.
Right.
Joining Haygood as a teenager was because of a young man named Bob Hanna, who was my good friend at Grady High School, who brought me to the youth group, and then my parents joined after I joined.
I'll also say that I've been circle chairman for Circle 7, which you will hear a lot about in this time.
And GOD?
Well, I'm sort of an honorary GOD.
The Son of God discloses, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own.
Well, since I've been here so long, I've been there, done that. I've been involved in a lot of different things and enjoyed, everything has been very meaningful. UMW and Circle, the infamous Circle 7, and it used to be known as the Modena Rudisill Circle, and Modena Rudisill was my great aunt. And back years ago, they used to name the circles for former pastors' wives. So that's how that came to be, and then they changed them to numbers. But that was real important to be a part of that circle. And
Monty Smith, I came in at 1972 when I married this lady over here, and I think that was in Christmas time.
My name is Martha Powell Smith, and I joined in 1968, right at the end of Dwight Niswander and the beginning of Jimmy Moore. And we were married here in this sanctuary in 1972.
I'm kind of known for the tree guy. We joined the church, and the tree sale started with the Boy Scouts with Bill Piontek. Later on, in the area when Martha Forrest was our minister, there were three of us that took over the tree sales in regard to the United Methodist Men. Bobby Potter and Rick Adams and myself took over the organization of it, and it's been running ever since.
I think just the opportunities that Haygood has offered me, just the opportunities to sing particularly, but to use my talents in other ways. Probably I couldn't, maybe the best thing that happened to me was Circle 7. That is a group of women that have been together literally for about 30 years. And we have become very close friends and each other's advocate.
The first one is a shot of the Seekers class. And the Seekers class, at this point, Alan Legg is walking in the door. Monty Smith, Stuart Hudnall, John Boatwright, and Emmy Spate and Sandra Price are all in the picture. And this is just a typical Seekers class that was taking place up on the hill in what was at that time a temporary building that remained temporary for at least 30 years.
Well, what the Seekers Sunday School class annually celebrates with a Christmas party, and for 25 consecutive years there has been a infamous display called the Bob Les Show. Its history goes back to when there were van drivers here at the church who actually drove a church van and picked up a number of the older members, and some of them were very colorful characters, and it was just an adventure every Sunday when you went to pick these little old ladies up as to what you would have to do. We would sometimes have to go find the pocketbook, make sure they had money for the offering, and basically sort of get them together before we came to church, or before they got in the van. And that somehow spilled over into a humor of what it was like dealing with these older members, which we've now become. So one thing led to another. There was more entertainment in this church annually than I think anybody realized, and we would certainly find the humor in most everything that happened. And the annual Christmas party was an opportunity for us, Bobby Potter and myself, to share with the rest of the Sunday school class all of the funny things that we saw happening. And in some cases, half-truths were told to make the stories even funnier. As Bobby would like to say, we never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Spaces between us, you have come to show you go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.
One thing I really liked and this is when we first came. My first committee was evangelism that I was put on in the church, and Jenny Goodwin and Sarah Berry, I remember, were on that. I guess it's after Sanford was here. And I thought, this is neat because you get to meet different generations within the church. And you did a little bit of that on Wednesday night, but you were kind of occupied with your children. So that was kind of my beginnings into being on committees in the church. And of course, we always have food, and I thought about Jenny Goodwin's always made the best pound cake.
Oh.
And Sarah Berry made her cookies that were famous at all the UMW affairs. So that was really, my beginnings.
One of my favorite Sunday school teachers was the husband of our associate pastor, Mark Winstanley. Ellen Monk Winstanley was our associate pastor and director of children's ministry at the time. And Mark ran a Sunday school class that we all attended at the time called Joy Spring. And it was a very rewarding, very invigorating, stimulating conversation on a Sunday morning.
I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. There's nothing I fear, and I know that my heart will go on. We'll stay forever this way. You are safe in my heart, and my heart will go on
Well, we wanted to say how much Haygood means to us and the opportunities we've had here and the friends that we've made and the growth that we've had as Christians, and to thank everybody for all their support.
And the thing that's special about Haygood is that I know I've been here all my life, but it is a family, a church family. That's not a overused term here. It's a true to the heart term. And old, young, we all communicate with each other. I mean, hugs go around multi-generations, and I think it's just so, I have such fond memories of weddings here, sad memories of funerals, but what celebrations of the lives that these people have had and led, and the examples that they were for us.
We showed up the Sunday after we moved in to our new home on that Saturday, and to the Seekers class, and got involved in them. In fact, the next September we were co-presidents of the Seekers class.
Wonderful.
And we both were involved in the choir.
I particularly remember us hiring Tim Spraggins as our music director. He was straight out of college with a degree in music and conducting, and he was 23 years old, and he came to Haygood and he had a middle-aged choir, and he was a wonderful teacher. He taught many of us to sing properly, although we all liked to sing before or we wouldn't have been there. But Tim was quite a fine teacher, even as a very young man. And although we have kept up with him over the years, he's still a very fine teacher. We made some pretty music along then, I think.
With this many mamas and dads that he had, because we all treated him like our kid, he didn't have a chance to do other than do a good job.
one of your trips or one place you went that you'll always remember with some of the seniors?
The last one that we went to was the Hindu temple, and that was quite impressive and had a huge group. There'll be a picture for that, I'll let you know. And we had a huge group, and we were all just real interested in the religion of the Hindu and then the beautiful architecture of the buildings up in Lilburn. It was a great day.
I guess if I were to sum up what Haygood has meant to me, it could be summed up in 3 words: faith, family, and friends. Haygood has helped me tremendously in my journey of faith through worship services, the singing that we do, through small group Bible studies, my circle, family. I feel like we've raised our family here. I don't think that they will ever be able to think of their childhood without thinking of being here. In fact, the 2 boys sitting over there on the couch who are both 14 were baptized here together the same day in 1994, and they're still good buddies.
So in the quartet, Les Spencer, David Moore, and Dale Watts, and myself make up that quartet, and we've had a lot of fun singing throughout the year. We've sung at a Czech basketball game, we sung the Star Spangled Banner, we've sung at different places around town, as well as at many Haygood events, and it's been just a lot of fun for us. And as I say, John Waller was instrumental and was our first pianist and very instrumental helping us put that together.
Me singing, Alan, and that was written by Luther Bridges, who was the pastor of this church when I was just a toddler. And it's been one of the most well-known songs out of the Cokesbury hymnal throughout all these years. The Blessed Assurance reminds me of Ralph Berry. Ralph was in this choir for many years, and he loved to lead singing, and he was active in the Christian Witness mission that we had during those years. And the way we sung it was exactly the way he would lead the singing. This is my story. And every time those of us that have been around think of Ralph, we always think of Blessed Assurance.
Haygood has been a place where, again, my children could go and my children could grow up. It's been a place where my family could be with other families in our community. One of the great things about Haygood is that it is really a community neighborhood church. And if you look at the neighborhoods right around the church, many of the families participate and are members here. And some of our best friends, in fact, most of our best friends are neighbors and members of Haygood.
Haygood has meant so much to my family and all the special activities that we do, and particularly like the Easter egg hunt that goes on every year, and the kids, just the newness of spring and all of that.
Come away where they can't stand. with their lives. And I want to walk with you on a cloudy day in fields where the yellow grass grows knee high. So won't you try to come away with me?
Well, I think one of the things I loved the most about Haygood was the dynamic lay people. You would just mention an idea you had, and all of a sudden everybody was running all over the place with it. I remember telling Evelyn Beasley one time, who was the PPR chair, they've just built 17 new classrooms over there at the school. Where are the kids? She said, good question. Let's go find us a dynamic full-time youth children's ministry. And that solved that right there.
I think that we have a mission in this neighborhood in Morningside. We believe it to be to make disciples of Jesus Christ. And what we have to decide is how we're going to go forth in the future to do that. How can we concretely make plans for the next 5 to 10 to 20 years? And I think that will be an important next step for us and for the leadership of the church.
I just like how everyone in our youth group is able to get along and there's no fighting, and when we come to youth, you don't really have to impress everyone. Everyone just like, you feel comfortable, and it's a place where I love it.
I like all of the mission trips and like trips that we take because they're really fun and we get to do a lot of cool things, and you know, it's just fun to be with everybody and all your friends.
I really like the fact that you don't have to worry about getting judged or people thinking you look weird or anything like that. You just feel really included and you don't have to worry about anything.
I enjoy the fellowship that we spend together on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, and just getting to know people at the church and spending time with your friends.
I think it's just really relaxed. It's a lot of fun, and it's just always interesting.
Well, I like seeing my friends and our pastors and getting to learn new lessons in the Bible.
Some special things is that, well, we go on beach retreats and we do all these fun activities together as a youth group, and it's just really fun to extend our faith with our friends.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us to go, like you said, on the beach retreats. We have fun at the beach with other friends, and at the same time have a spiritual experience. And every Sunday or Wednesday when we come here, we have a great time with our friends and we get to express our faith openly.
Surrounded by your glory, wanna will my heart feel. Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees, or will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak? can only imagine when all I would do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine.